Well, hello, everyone. It's so nice to be able to sing and bring this music to you. We know that your smiling faces are all going to sing with us today, and we're so happy to do this. And so we'll get started.
Hi. Our first song is Morning Has Broken. The words of this song were written by Eleanor Fargian in 1931 to an old Scottish melody. It was inspired by the village of Afriston in East Sussex. It became especially popular after it was recorded in the early 1970s by Cat Stevens. So Morning Has Broken.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbirds have spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rains do fall, sunlight from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet passed. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the light, Eden's all play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. This is one of our new songs.
Yes. The song is Whatever He Leads, I'll Go. This song was composed by B.B. McKinney in 1936, soon after meeting his friend R.S. Jones, who was then a missionary in Brazil. Jones had just returned home from Brazil, and during their meeting, a heartbroken Jones shared that he had a health issue that would prevent him from returning, and that this news broke his heart. McKinney is reported to have asked his friend, "What will you do?" With tears coming down his cheek, Jones responded, "Wherever he leads, I will go." It is from this response that from Jones that so affected McKinney that he sat down immediately that day and wrote out the words to this song. Later that same day, the hymn was sung at a service. So wherever he leads, I'll go.
Take up thy cross and follow me. I heard my master say, I gave my life to ransom thee. Surrender your all today. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. I'll follow my Christ who loves me so. Wherever he leads, I'll go. He drew me closer to his side. I sought his will to know, and in that will I now abide. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. I'll follow my Christ who loves me so. Wherever he leads, I'll go. I take my cross and follow him. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. I'll follow my Christ who loves me so. Wherever he leads, I'll go. My heart, my life, my all I bring to Christ who loves me so. He is my Master, Lord and King. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. Wherever he leads, I'll go. I'll follow my Christ who loves me so. Wherever he leads, I'll go.
Our next hymn, Just a Closer Walk with Thee, it's an old African American spiritual whose origins really have been lost. It was possibly a slave song in the pre-Civil War's days, and it continued to be used in the black churches into the 20th century and was often sung by Southern gospel quartets in the 1940s. Around 1956, Elvis Presley made a recording of this number. It became very popular after that. So Just a Closer Walk with Thee.
I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from a wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Walking close to thee, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Through this world of toil and snares, if I falter, Lord, who cares? Oh, with me my burden share, none but thee, dear Lord, none but thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Yea, walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is o'er, time for me will be no more. Guide me gently, safely o'er, to thy kingdom shore, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Amen.
Our next song is My Savior's Love. The words and music of this song were written by Charles Gabriel, and it first appeared in 1905. Gabriel was one of the most prolific composers of gospel songs and hymns of his day. He is credited with between 7,000 and 8,000 songs, lots of gospel song collections, and a lot of other collections. He often composed the music to the poems and words that other people had written, so that's how he got so many. So, My Savior's Love.
I stand amazed in the presence of Jesus of Nazareth, and wonder how For me it was in the garden, he prayed, not my will but thine. He had no tears for his own grief, but sweat drops of blood for mine. How marvelous, how wonderful is my song shall ever be. How marvelous, how wonderful is my Savior's love for me. He took my sins and my sorrows, he made them his very own. He bore the burden to Calvary and suffered and died alone. How marvelous, how wonderful is my song shall ever be. How marvelous, how wonderful is my Savior's love for me. When with a ransom in glory his face I at last shall see, 'twill be my joy through the ages to sing of his love for me. How marvelous, how wonderful, and my song shall ever be. How marvelous, how wonderful is my Savior's love for thee.
Our next song is Just As I Am. It is a well-known hymn written by Charlotte Elliott in 1835. Elliott wrote this hymn about how to find salvation through Christ. It brings a simple message of sin and forgiveness, the message of salvation to all that turn from sin to trust in Jesus. She wrote these words after a night of spiritual crisis where she found comfort in knowing that she was accepted just as I am.
Just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bidst me come to thee, O Lamb of God, I come, I come. Just as I am, and waiting not to rid my soul of one dark blot, to thee whose blood can cleanse each spot, O Lamb of God, I come, I come. Just as I am, though tossed about with many a conflict, many a doubt, fightings and fears within, without, O Lamb of God, I come, I come. Just as I am, poor wretched blind, sight riches healing of the mind, yea, all I need in thee to find, O Lamb of God, I come, I come. Just as I am, thou wilt receive, wilt welcome, pardon, cleanse, relieve, because thy promise I believe, O Lamb of God, I come, I come.
Great is Our Faithfulness is our next song. The words were written by Thomas Chisholm in 1923, and the melody by his friend William Runyon. Thomas wrote the words as a testament to God's faithfulness through very ordinary life. The hymn was popularized by the choirs at the Billy Graham Crusades. Great is thy faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in the chorus above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and for peace that endureth, and your dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 besides. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Our next song is Tell Me the Old, Old Story. This well-known hymn was written as a poem by Catherine Hankney and was set to music by William Fisher. Hankney had some serious illness, and during her long days of convalescence, she wrote a poem on the life of Jesus in 2 parts. Certain verses were taken from part 1 in 1867 to make this popular and familiar hymn. So tell me the old, old story.
Tell me the old, old story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. Tell me the story simply as to a little child, for I am weak and weary and helpless and defiled. Tell me the old, old story. Tell me the old, old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his love. Tell me the old story that I may take it in, that wonderful redemption, God's remedy for sin. Tell me the story of the me softly with earnest tones and great. Remember I'm the sinner whom Jesus came to save. Tell me the story always if you would really be in any time of trouble, a comforter to me. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his blood. Tell me the same old story which you have cause to fear, that this world's empty glory is costing me too dear. Yes, and then this world's glory is dawning on my soul. Tell me the old story, Christ Jesus makes me whole. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story. Tell me the old story of Jesus and his love.
Our next song is At the Name of Jesus. The words of this song were originally written by Caroline Marie Noel in 1870, and they were inspired by a letter of Paul to the Philippians in chapter 2. However, the music that we are singing this to is a contemporary version, and it was written by Christopher Walker. At the Name of Jesus.
At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess him, King of glory now. Jesus is Lord, King of glory now. He emptied himself as a slave yet free, come in human likeness for you and for me, in human likeness for you and for me. At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess him, King of glory now. Jesus is Lord, King of glory now. He humbled himself and obeyed God's will. On a cross he died on Calvary's hill. For you and me he obeyed God's will. At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess him, King of glory now. Jesus is Lord, King of glory now. God exalted him, raised him up on high, so above all others his name will not die, that name we honor and glorify. At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess him, King of glory now. Jesus is Lord, King of glory now. Christ Jesus will come at the end of time, come with jubilation to call us home. Until that day, you and I will proclaim, at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess him, King of glory now. Jesus is Lord, King of glory now.
next song is Trust and Obey. The words were written by John Samus and the music was composed by Daniel Towner. The inspiration for this hymn began at a 1886 camp meeting when a young man rose in testimony and said, "I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to trust and I'm going to obey." Towner jotted that sentence down and sent it with a little story to Reverend Samus, a Presbyterian minister, who then wrote the words to the hymn. The text and the music first appeared in 1887. Trust and obey.
When we walk with the Lord in the light of His Word, what a glory He sheds on our way. All we do is goodwill. He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. Not a burden we bear, not a sorrow we share, but our toils He doth richly repay. Not a grief nor a loss, not a frown nor a cross, but it's best if we trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. But we never can prove the delights of His love until all on the altar we lay. For the favor He shows and the joy He bestows are for them who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. But we never can see the sin at His feet, or we'll walk by His side in the way. What He says we will do, where He sends us we'll go. Never fear, only trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. I think I got on the wrong verse there. I hope you didn't mind. We love you.
Our last song is Standing on the Promises. The words and music were written by Russell Carter in 1886. This song is a reminder of all Christians' daily dependence on God's promise. It's a straightforward hymn that's become a favorite with lots of people. Standing on the Promises.
The story on this song, Oline, she comes in one day and she's running late to get seated, and she comes in and sits down, and we're singing that song, so she starts doing this back and forth. And when we sing this song and you sing it together, just remember her.
We certainly do.
We certainly do. Okay. Standing on the promises of Christ my King, through eternal ages let His praises ring. Glory in the highest I will shout and sing, standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises that cannot fail. When the howling storms of doubt and fears assail, by the living word of God I shall prevail. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises, standing on the promises of God my Savior. Standing, standing on the promises of God, standing on the promises of Christ the Lord, bound to Him eternally by love's strong cord, overcoming daily with the Spirit's sword, standing on the promises of God, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior, standing on the promises, standing, I'm standing on the promises of God, standing on the promises I cannot fail, listening every moment to the Spirit's call, resting in my Savior as my all in all, standing on the promises of God, standing, standing, standing on the promises of Christ my Savior, standing, standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. We can't see your smiling faces, but we know they're smiling. And we send our love to you, and we'll have another session for you later on.
We missed you and hope that we can see you again soon. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.